What if I told you that humanity once created a bomb so powerful it could destroy an entire city with a single explosion? A weapon so massive that when it was tested, the shockwave traveled around the Earth multiple times. This was not science fiction. It was real, and it was called Tsar Bomba, the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated in human history. Part 1. The Nuclear Arms Race. To understand why such a terrifying weapon was created, we need to go back to the Cold War. After World War II, the world entered a tense rivalry between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Both nations raced to build bigger and more powerful nuclear weapons. In 1945, the United States shocked the world by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Those bombs changed warfare forever. But they were only the beginning. Within years, scientists developed a far more powerful type of weapon, the hydrogen bomb. These bombs were hundreds, even thousands of times stronger than the bombs used in World War II, and the Soviet Union wanted to prove they had the biggest one of all. Part 2. The creation of Tsar Bomba. In the early 1960s, Soviet scientists began working on a weapon unlike anything the world had ever seen. The project was led by the brilliant physicist Andrei Sakharov. Their goal was simple, yet terrifying: create the most powerful bomb in human history. The result was Tsar Bomba. The bomb weighed over 27 tons and was nearly 8 meters long. It was so large that no standard bomber aircraft could carry it without major modifications. In fact, the Soviet Union had to specially modify a Tupolev Tu-95 just to transport it. But the real shock was its power. Tsar Bomba had a yield of 50 megatons. To understand how massive that is, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima had a yield of about 15 kg. That means Tsar Bomba was more than 3,000 times stronger. Part 3. The largest explosion in human history. On October 30, 1961, the Soviet Union prepared to test their ultimate weapon. The bomb was dropped over the remote Novaya Zemlya test site. As the bomber flew away, the bomb slowly descended by parachute to give the crew time to escape. Then it exploded. The explosion was beyond anything humanity had ever witnessed. A gigantic fireball nearly 8 kilometers wide erupted in the sky. The mushroom cloud climbed to an astonishing 60 kilometers high, higher than Mount Everest. Windows shattered hundreds of kilometers away. The shockwave circled the Earth 3 times, and the heat from the blast could have caused third-degree burns from over 100 kilometers away. Even the aircraft that dropped the bomb was violently shaken by the blast. The pilots barely survived. Part 4. Why it was never used again despite its unimaginable power. Tsar Bomba was never meant to be used in real war. In fact, it was more of a demonstration of power, a message to the world. But the test also revealed something important. Weapons this powerful were simply too destructive. If used in a real conflict, the consequences could be catastrophic for the entire planet. Soon after, nuclear powers began signing treaties to limit nuclear testing. The era of giant experimental bombs was coming to an end. Part 5. A chilling reminder. Even today, nuclear weapons remain one of humanity's most dangerous inventions. Modern arsenals still contain thousands of nuclear warheads, but Tsar Bomba remains unmatched. More than 60 years later, it is still the largest nuclear explosion ever created by humans. A reminder of how powerful and how dangerous our technology can become. The most powerful bomb ever built. Created by humans, but hopefully never used again. Because if weapons like Tsar Bomba were ever used in a real war, the world as we know it could change forever.